factor on the front factor.
No factory OE belt. This belt with XRC or XMR. We'll start here at the front. This is a bumper we have made. Style hose, the part number we give you. We'll get this done. What's up YouTube? This is Adam with Adrenaline Cycle coming at you with a video today of a new machine we got in stock. And as you can see, it's got a big bed on it. You know, as a normal Defender has a small box on it. This one is over 6 feet, and it gives you a lot more cargo space. This model is the Pro, and you also have the 6x6, which also has this bed. The biggest difference is the 6x6 has 6 wheels and the Pro has 4 wheels. So if you're out there looking for different models and you don't know, you go into a dealer and you see a 6x6 and you want the big bed but you don't need all the tires, there is an option that BRP has afforded, and that is the Pro model. And it's a really nice model, especially for people that are actually going to be on like a farm, graded trails, commercial type stuff, contractors. A lot of campgrounds utilize this model because they don't need the 6x6. They don't need all that extra wheels, because what they're using for these is like mini garbage trucks or mini maintenance machines and things like that. Instead of having to buy, a $40,000 Chevrolet pickup truck to go around the campground, they can come get this thing, for a fraction of the price, and to do all they needed to as far as, hauling all the tools and keeping up with everything in the bed. Really nice. We'll start at the front now that we talked about the bed a little bit, and we'll give you the full complete walk around of what you can expect to find on the Pro model. All right guys, we're here at the front of the machine. This model is a 2022 Pro Defender, and what it is the XT model, so you get some added features. Obviously you'll get these nice painted panels, and this is called Timeless Black. As you can see, you should be able to see the sparkle in the clear coat, but the black color is really nice on this. Like I said, it is an XT model, so you do get some added features. To start with, the bumper. It's a really nice place to put you some cube lights, and or 10-inch, 12-inch light bar on there as well. You can connect some accessory components to this bumper to give you a little more added protection, which is always nice. But my biggest thing is you do get the 4,500 pound winch underneath that Can-Am has factory installed on this, and it works out really good, especially on a machine that you're going to try to work. And the wheelbase and stuff on this, it's really nice to have that in case you do get stuck or high centered or anything like that. But it's really good to have that. This model being an XT, unlike the XMRs and the Limited, it does not get the signature lights, but they can be added if that's something you choose to want to have. Like if you want to make it street legal, I like putting these signature lights in, and then the turn signal works through them and looks really good. That's a good feature to have. Like your traditional Defender, they have some storage up underneath here. Like I said, here's where all your winch wiring and stuff is. You got your buds ports, your fuse block, your brake reservoirs, and then I guess the book's probably in the glove box. But normally, most time we'll store them here and use a little rubber strap, and they strap in really nice. But all in all, a really good spot to know where it's at on your machine in case you do have an issue with the fuse or brake fluid. If you break a line or something like that. But it's a good place to have, and know what's underneath it. All right guys, since we talked about what's underneath the hood, let's talk about what gets you contact to the ground. We're going to talk about the tires and wheels on this machine. From factory, Can-Am still using the Bighorn 2.0s on this model in 28-inch and a 14-inch rim. The rim is powder coated black to match the paint on the top, which looks really good. Gives it a really nice look, sleek look all the way down. We'll talk about the cab here a little bit, some of the features inside the cab. First off, we'll talk about the roof. The roof comes standard on it because it is an XT package, which is really nice to have. And then when you get inside the machine, you also have the bolstered seats, which is part of the XT package. I'm telling you guys, this little bit of bolster doesn't look like a lot, but at the end of the day, when you're riding this thing around, it is a big difference. It helps to keep you in the machine. Like I said, it doesn't seem like a lot, doesn't look like a lot, but it does make a big difference. It's all XT, and even just any Defender will have a nice little console drop down here from the armrest. It ain't really an armrest in my opinion, because sets way down. It does give you a nice place to put your, you know, can of pop, or, you know, maybe some tools that you're running around, you know, maybe working on a fence or whatever. So it's really nice. Flips up out of the way when you don't need it. Again, the seats do flip up, so it gives you plenty of room. This one does come with the storage box because it is the XT package, so it's really nice to have that extra room, and it's locked in there good. So when the seat's down, it ain't going nowhere, guys. And I like this feature if you got a dog, or I don't know, maybe you got a goat, a cow, a pig, whatever you got, any animal you got. Instead of them riding in your seats and clawing at it and tearing it up, it is just so much easier. You can flip these up. Your dog jump in, your goat, cow, I don't know, and they can sit there. If you want your kid to sit in the floor because they're aggravating you, they can do that too. Wouldn't advise it, but hey, it's whatever you want to do. Sitting here at the console, obviously, you know, they all come, you know, the DPS and the XTs and the Limiteds and all that will come with this glove box. Opens up here, but you can also remove it out. Really nice feature to have. On the dash side of it, we'll power it up here. This one has the 4.5-inch dash, and it's just like, you know, the standard ones on, you know, the 120 horsepower and stuff like that. You can see the fuel over here, the temperature over here. This one says mile per hour here, RPM there, and you can cycle through the stuff. Here it is. Trip, and then down here will take you to speed stat, engine temp, battery volts, and there's a lot of settings in there that you can scroll through and use. Some other things you got the lock and rear diff in here. So like I said, if you're using this around a farm or you're a landscaper and you don't want to tear up all the yard work you just done, you can unlock that rear diff or lock it. Obviously we got 4-wheel drive, so that's nice to have in case you are in a muddy situation or your tires have got some wear and tear and, you know, you're slipping and sliding, so you can lock it in. Another cool feature, guys, everybody out there that we show this to had no clue. There's a USB double port charging in there. I don't know why BRP put it in there. I'm assuming they're going to think you're going to put your phone in here, which is a great spot for your phone and your wallet. And, you know, it works great. But so many people don't know that's there. So it is there. Obviously, you got one out here, which is a traditional lighter plug. And I would use this one for, like, you know, blowing up a tire or, you know, something like that that takes a traditional lighter plug. But this one up here is perfect for your phone, guys. And it is not known to a lot of people. I mean, people are amazed and shocked when we show them that it's in there that they didn't know. We'll have Josh come around to the other side and I'll show you a cool feature about these Pros as well. All right, guys, another good feature, you know, it's standard on these. You got your tilt wheel just by moving your lever. But, you know, having that big bed and putting a lot of weight in there, 1,000 pounds, it can haul in the bed. You got your park brake here, so you push it down and then you lift it up and then it locks in. So even though your machine's in park, you don't have to be scared or afraid that maybe something, you know, catastrophic broke in the transmission or something like that, and then it rolled down the hill, or it jumps out of gear, or you think you got it in gear and you didn't, or the kid's up here playing with it and, you know, knock it out of gear while you're trying to do something. So that locks it in, and just to reset it, you got to push really hard on the brake, then it falls away, and then you're back going. Again, a lot of people don't know this is on all XT. Are these on all models, Josh, or just the XTs and up? We'll name it somewhere here, Josh, or put it in the video. But I mean, it's a really good feature. It is an accessory in the catalog. It does retrofit back and fit some older models as well. But that's a cool feature. I like the little hidey hole here. A lot of people forget about this one as well. It's just tucked underneath your headlight switches and stuff, and it's just a nice spot. Put your keys in, or, you know, if you got a bad habit of smoking or dipping or something, you can put that in there. Or if you want to hide your extra key in there. I mean, most people just never know that it's even there. It just looks just like a standard, you know, dash piece. But the coolest thing that I do like, you have your winch controls in and out, and you got your headlights on, high beam, low beam, and off. But the bed, you can click that button. Josh, show them there. Now this is what I'm all about. I like to do things the easy way. So if you had some hay, you had some mulch, you had some corn, dirt, whatever. I mean, this thing's going to push a button, it's going to lift it up, and it's going to dump out your bed. I mean, it's still going, guys. So it's going to dump whatever's in there out. That's fully open for the electric dump bed, and that's standard on the XT model, on the Pros. We'll pull it back down. Like I said, it probably didn't take 10-15 seconds. You can see the time there that it showed on the video. But that's a really cool feature. That makes a lot of a lot easier to use this machine for its intended purpose by having an electric dump bed on here. They offered it in the past as an accessory, and now it's offered standard on this model, which is really, really cool. So that's some nice, neat features there. We'll step on back into the bed area here. Storage, like I said, on some of these models are limited. This is a really good spot here. This little, I call it a mini door, is on both sides of the machine. So if you're wanting to, say you're going hunting and you got your gun in the case and you can just slide it in here and it's out of sight, out of mind. It's not in the bed getting beat around because you got, 100 pound of corn, you got a couple tree stands, you got, I don't know what else you got back here for when you're deer hunting, maybe a blind as well, and you're going out to set your stuff up. But being able to put some stuff in here, like maybe a heavier raincoat, your gun, some extra clothing in case you got wet or something. So that's a really cool feature, and it closes up nice and neat, out of the way, out of sight, out of mind, and it opens on both sides. So that's a really, really cool feature on that if you are using it for that. Again, we talked about the tires, Bighorn 2.0s. 28 inch on a 14 inch powder coated rim. It's just like the front, but just a fuzz wider on the back. The bed sides on these have some options that you can use. If you want to leave the bed sides on, you can. So if you want to run some accessories, you got the Q-Link locks, or well, they ain't locks, I guess, the holes to put all your Q-Links in. If you don't want to do that, you can be cheap like me and put some, I'm going to say that's a 1x3 stakes in here. So maybe if you wanted to have it a little taller up front and angled down at the back, you could haul, like I said, it's limitless, guys. I mean, you can haul hay, you can haul feed, you can haul dirt, mulch, lava rock, if you're landscaping, fence post, but you do have that option to get a little more height just by staking it if you want to save a couple bucks and not go Q-Link. For you guys out there that's looking to haul a pallet and you don't need the sides are removable. They come off fairly quick and easy, and then you can just leave them in the garage, and you could have your, you'll have the front stays on, back to about here, and then this whole back piece, the tailgate and the other side will all come off, and then you'll have just basically open bed. And that to me was where, like farming, if you wanted to have a roll of hay for your cattle, you take this off, it'll hold that roll of hay, no problem. You put your round bale in there, you go out in the field, and typically if you're putting it in like a traditional side-by-side, like another brand, well, how are you going to get that big thing off? Or yeah, you might be able to come back here and roll it off and take a chance it might roll back at you. You don't know, but now you got the power tilt bed on there. You just get back in the cab, you're standing up there in a roll cage, you dump that round bale of hay off. So you're nowhere in harm's way. To me, that's a huge, huge safety factor if you're out on the farm and you're hauling, like I said, big round bales of hay in this thing. And even if you're, say you're going down there to not to fix like a tile or a creek crossing and put like some gravel in it or something, again, you put your gravel in here, how much quicker are you going to be on that job? You can go down there and hit a button and it dumps it all right where you need it, instead of shoveling for an hour, getting it off the bed, or trying to manually dump it and it weigh too much, it ain't going to dump. I mean, you just hit the button and it dumps it out. The bed will hold 1,000 pounds, it will dump 1,000 pounds. So that's a huge feature, guys, and I really think Can-Am hit it out of the park on this model and the 6x6 with that feature of having the electric tilt bed. But coming on around the back, as you can see, the tail lights are tucked in here really nice and neat into the bed. And why they done that is, like I said, all this upper piece comes off. So if they put the tail light here, you wouldn't have a tail light going down the road. So they thought of that, they figured all that out, and they just mounted it low. Do have a 2-inch receiver hitch. That's the same one that's in your pickup truck and your F-150 and your Silverado and all that stuff. So you can take the hitch out of your truck, put it in here. You can haul 2,500 pounds behind this thing. And 2,500 pounds is a lot, guys. I mean, I just recently weighed my bass boat, and it's a 21 foot and it's like 2,100 pounds. So I'm talking a full size, big water boat. It'll haul behind one of these. So you imagine you could take, put a lot of mulch, a lot of gravel, a lot of dirt, a lot of fence posts, a lot of wood, and then you got the bed, and then you got the trailer loaded. I mean, you can get a lot of work done and not be, worrying about making 400 trips when you could probably do it in 1 or maybe 2 trips on this model with the weight capacity and the towing capacity as well. But that's about it, guys. A really nice unit for the person that needs it. I'm not going to say everybody needs one, but there are people out there, and a lot of them, you know, like I said, guys, you know, this thing will do all that you want it to. It is made for, you know, a particular person, and with that in mind, like I said, you know, the construction worker, the landscaper, you know, the campground person, the farmer, you know, it's not super specific. I mean, you could use this and work it around and ride it around too. It'll do all that. But we get these in, guys, and they sell really good. The 6x6 sell really good. So it is a great machine. We don't see them come back. The Defenders inherently never have really any issues. They're just a bulletproof platform and do really, really well. Like I said, guys, just remember, ride safe while you're out there. Obey, you know, the safety things they have on these. You know, keep your seatbelt latched, you know, and things like that. Don't be hanging arms and stuff out there. You know, safety is the biggest thing. If you leave the house, you want to come back the same way you left it. If you have any more questions or comments, post down below. And as always, guys, hit that like and subscribe so you help the channel.
Find a size factor on the contactor.
No factory OEM belt. This belt with XRC or XMR. We'll start here at the front. This is a bumper we have made. Style hose, the part number we give you. We'll get this done.